Wishing you health. Today we have an unboxing of Starlink, but not just any Starlink. This is the Starlink Mobility Flat High Performance Ultra High Pro Professional Edition and all that. When I look at how much it costs, good people, it costs $165,000 on prom. And the state purchased it for that money with an 8-month subscription, which for that money could have bought a not so cheap apartment in Kiev, but definitely not the most expensive, so not for all the money in the world. Look, let us see exactly what is included in the package. A set of fasteners, and what is here. Silicone sealant from Starlink, branded, probably with the scent of Elon Musk. Threaded connection lock, not branded, without the scent of Elon Musk. Bolts and nuts, washers. The electric washers, everything comes in the package. Well, I already took this out of the box. But silicone and a Dylan mask, have you seen such a thing? Well, what is here in the boxes? The first box is definitely the one that we are looking for. The router itself, as you can see, look at this plug right here, for instance. 2 LAN ports, a connector for connecting the antenna itself, and a connector for power supply. This router is also packaged in such a paper wrap with cardboard. This is how it comes. By the way, I like the power connector. It even resembles a standard power connector. You know, like on video cameras and such. Let's move on. Here is such a patch cord. On one side, RJ45, metallized on the other side with a vintage connector. This is the wire for connecting the power. And look at how the power block is made. Unfortunately, there is no European plug. I don't even know how we will connect this. Do we really have to buy some Chinese adapter for 15 hryvnias for such an expensive device? Will it all work as we wanted? But the power block, just look at this. It's simply fantastic. What plastic, what a case. Moving on. Plug 4, the internet socket for the router. Well, and a little paper note. In many languages, I've never read such things. I don't think there's anything interesting there. Let's move on to the other box. And here we have a cable for Starlink. Everything is in the best traditions, with caps on the connectors. The cable itself is rolled up with this kind of Velcro. Well, now let's proceed to the main box. Packed, of course, expensively and abundantly, as always with Starlink. The antenna itself, Well, it's somewhat heavy. It weighs about 2-3 kilograms. Look, threaded mounts for the bracket. Well, not just for the bracket, as it will be indeed. This is what the antenna actually looks like. On a large sheet there is a manual for connection. They even drew Christmas trees. You can also go and access the manual via the QR code. Power supply unit. Whether it's with such a bracket or mount or whatever it's called, maybe a cover for installation on some vertical surface, and the power supply unit itself. The connector for network connection is in the center. On the right, the connector for connecting to the antenna. On the left is the connector for connecting to the router, but a standard Ethernet adapter is also included, so you can connect one line here and 2 lines can be connected to the router itself. I remind you that there are also 2 RJ45 connectors on the router here. The cord for connecting to the 220 volt network, unfortunately, also does not have a European plug. You will need to buy an adapter, but I think we will manage with this somehow. Next, the bracket for the antenna itself. This is to mount on roof of the car. Well, then we also have 2 Starlink cords. Why not make an RG45 connector right here? It would make everything much easier. Here it is. There is a small patch cord with a Starlink connector on one side and an RG45 on the other. The connector broke, it snapped off. A new one was crimped and everything worked. Well, let's get to the main point. What advantages do we actually get for this money? This is a business solution. Firstly, the operating speed of such a terminal is up to 220 Mbps. Then, Starlink itself connects to a larger number of GPS satellites in operation. So, the performance of such a terminal will be more stable in motion than a regular one. Of course, everyone has seen when a regular Starlink terminal was mounted on a car roof and everything worked. But such a solution will provide a more stable connection and greater speed. In addition, priority is implemented here. During network overload, such a terminal will have priority and will work faster and more efficiently. Yes, I have shown and told you everything, but the most interesting is ahead. The installation of this Starlink and then testing its operation. This will all be in the next videos. I wish everyone a peaceful sky and glory to Ukraine.